Dad, are you and Mom okay? The question that stopped him cold. There are moments in a marriage that expose a man more than any argument ever could. Like this one. You're driving home. You think you held it together with her. Dinner was fine, a little stiff, a little quiet, but fine. You made a couple jokes. She even smiled once. So you told yourself, it's not that bad. Yet, as you grip the steering wheel, replaying the night, adjusting it in your head, you hear from the back seat, Dad, are you and Mom okay? It's not dramatic, it's not accusatory, it's just your kid asking a question. But your hands tighten on the wheel. You glance in the rearview mirror. He's just looking at you, waiting. And for a second, a long second, you don't know what to say. Because the man who solves problems, the man who built the life, the man who carries the weight, doesn't have an answer. And if you could, you'd like to disappear and not handle this question. It hit your chest with every word, that drop, and the heat that automatically rose in your face, and the internal voice that says, you're losing control of your own house. This is worse than when she said, no, things are not getting better. Worse than when she pulled away from your touch. Worse than the quiet distance that's been growing between you. Right there, in that moment, when your child can feel the instability, it's mortifying because it means it's visible and even a child can see it. And if it's visible to him, what else is visible? So you clear your throat and you say something safe, something steady. Yeah, buddy, we're working through some things. We're fine. And you make your voice calm, measured, confident. You even manage a small smile in the mirror. But inside, you're not calm. Inside, something just cracked. Because the question wasn't really about whether you're okay. It was about whether you're solid, whether the house feels steady, whether the ground beneath him is moving. And for the first time, you realize it may be. And it's humiliating. Not because you don't love your wife, not because you aren't trying, but because you pride yourself on being the steady one, the protector, the man who absorbs the impact so no one else has to feel it, the man who handles things. And a man can tolerate a lot: distance, rejection, awkward dinners, even silence. But the moment his children can feel the instability in his home, that hits a different place. And now your son can feel it. And that's the part that burns. On the outside, you double down. You talk a little more confidently that night. You move closer to her on the couch. You make a plan in your head to schedule something intentional. You decide you're going to fix this fast. But if you're honest, that surge of action isn't calm leadership. It's panic dressed up as strength. Now, you don't call it panic, you call it responsibility. You call it stepping up. You call it doing what a man does when his family is at risk. But your body knows the difference. Your breathing tightens, your tone sharpens, your mind starts scanning. You start watching her more closely, measuring her responses, reading into her pauses, interpreting every neutral moment as a verdict against you. You tell yourself you're being attentive, but underneath it, there's that fear. Fear that you're losing her. Fear that you've already lost ground. Fear that your best years might end with you being the man who couldn't hold his marriage together. And the worst part is that fear doesn't stay contained. It leaks into everything. your tone, your explanations, the way you respond too quickly, the way you can't relax without her assurances, and the way your peace depends on her next answer. And she feels all of that, whether you say it or not. Now, she can't necessarily explain it to you. She just feels it, the tension, the urgency, the pressure beneath your efforts. And that's a heavy thing to carry. So she pulls back a little more. And you don't understand why. After all, you're trying hard. It's not because she wants to hurt you. It's not because she doesn't see your effort. All she knows is something in you doesn't feel steady yet. Something in the relationship feels tense instead of safe. So she creates distance, not because she's cruel, but because pressure does not feel like safety. And this is the part most men miss. You think the moment your son asked the question was the problem. It wasn't. The real test was what happened inside you next. Did you spike? Did you scramble? Did you silently interrogate yourself all night? Did you start building a better strategy to win her back? Did you make your stability dependent upon how she responded the next day? Or did you stay steady, resilient, strong? Resilience isn't pretending the question didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let the hurt run the room. It's feeling the shame without collapsing into it. Feeling your pride take a hit without overcorrecting. Feeling the fear without turning it into pressure. And that is a different kind of strength. Not loud strength, not performative strength, not persuasive strength. Internal strength. True resilience. The kind that doesn't spike when it's exposed. The kind that can sit in uncertainty without trying to crush it immediately. The man your child needs is not the man who fixes everything overnight. He's the man whose internal climate doesn't swing wildly when things get unstable. The man who can absorb tension without transmitting it. And the man who can carry discomfort without outsourcing it. So if that question from the back seat shook you, don't analyze your son. Don't analyze her tone at dinner. Analyze what shifted inside you. Because that internal shift is either building safety in your home or eroding it. And most men have never been taught how to tell the difference. If you want to understand how to stay steady when shame hits your pride, when fear starts writing the story, that is exactly what I broke down in my book, That Cheating Bitch, But I Still Love Her. How to Save Your Marriage by Forging the Man Who Can. Rebuilding trust doesn't begin with convincing her. It begins with stabilizing yourself so your family can feel it. That's the strongest move. If you're serious about becoming the man your family can feel steady around again, start there. Read the book.